Hey everybody, this is Stephen Luke from Instant Private Label Videos. Today I have a special guest, Chad Elliser. And Chad is one of my customers at Instant Private Label Videos, but he's also a expert in private label rights. And he's been showing me a lot of stuff that he's been doing, and it's been very impressive. And I believe that he can share with you a lot of practical methods that you can begin to implement to your private label rights videos and start monetizing and profiting from them. Chad, just want to say thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to present this to us.
Hey, Stephen, it's really cool to be talking to you because I've been a big fan of you and a client really from a long time because, I don't know, maybe 3 years at least, I've been using your private label rights products. And actually at the start, really, when you start in the IM niche, private label rights, it's a good shortcut if it's done right. Plus, I was kind of shy of talking myself on videos. I mean, now it's changed. I really understood that what's important is to deliver the right content, not your accent or anything else.
Exactly.
But at the beginning, it was really the fear of being on video that, so it was like, wow, this guy is delivering interesting content that I can use and brand as my own. So I really use it extensively. Then in time, even though I'm using, of course, a lot of my own product, I still use private label rights. And a lot of people actually, I discovered, even advanced marketers use private label rights. You don't really see it necessarily because it's well packaged in a certain way. But actually, I really was almost, I was surprised that so many people that are really in a high level marketers still use private label rights, especially
they do.
I mean, the quality stuff, because it's a shortcut, and when your business begin to advance, you begin to think more as a publisher rather than as a just a product creator, right?
Right. It's definitely true. There's a lot of people that I know that just use private label rights. And in the past, I've actually bought products and been like, wait a minute, my voice is on it. Even I was tricked because like people can package it so well, change the graphics and change the videos that even I don't even know it, So yeah,
Right.
you're right. You're totally right. There's a lot of people that are using private label rights videos just because, it's a good platform to start out with and a good way to make money pretty quickly.
Exactly. And as I said, sometimes you have your own flagship products that you need in between to produce more content because there's always demand of content in the market. So if you know how to do it, really, you can make good money with the private label rights and especially with your private label rights because now I know you from certain time and I saw how, they could be standalone products, but you have the privilege also to sell them as your own. And beside that, I mean, I am also a private label rights producer. I have my own private label rights. And having in my portfolio more products that I can sell as private label rights really helps a lot because I'm sure that your customers and your subscribers must know that you don't just produce a product that people can rebrand as their own. You also produce private label rights with the resale rights, right? I mean, this is where I find it interesting for me.
I started doing that when nobody knew what private label rights videos were. And I remember kind of introducing that to the market. And I think because nobody knew what, private label rights videos were, how to, rebrand it, I was like, I'm just going to let people resell PLR as well. So you can start your own membership site and sell PLR to your customers. And so that started making sense to people at that time. I think that was like 2006. You've been a member for a long, long time, I know. But I think since then, people have kind of gotten the hang of what PLR videos were, how to package them, and still people have that, problem of not understanding how to, repackage it and monetize it, which is awesome because, folks, if that's an issue that you're having, Chad's going to show you some amazing stuff because he showed me some stuff that he's doing and it's pretty amazing. So, yeah.
Right, right. I mean, I briefly showed you this mind map actually here. You told me it's kind of intriguing, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's based on my experience. I came up with like a kind of a seven-step process that I use, and every time I work with private label rights, just to make sure that, at the end of the day, I'm making something that people will choose and buy and pay the right price rather than say, oh, I saw this somewhere and it costed like $3, this kind of stuff, so, which is really dangerous with private label rights because some people do not know what they're doing. I mean, when they sell too cheap for some of their products, plus you recognize the graphics and everything else. So if you want, I can go through this. Shall I do it now or what do you think?
Well, I was thinking maybe we could start with like reasons why people fail at PLR,
Yeah.
which you kind of briefly touched based on it. Like, okay, number one, a lot of people generally just slap their name on it, keep the same graphics and sell it. And then they're wondering why they're not making any money because they're competing with 100 or 1,000 other people who have the same product. So,
Yeah, so basically this is what I think and what I always say to my coaching student is the number one rule, when you use private label, right? Really, the first thing you have to do is, rebrand it. And actually, if it's a complicated or long process, which is not, but you may think that, the first thing you should do is strip the PLR. That's why I say to this kind of strip it. It's basically strip down the PLR to the essence. And even if it may sound kind of strange when I say get rid of the graphics, it doesn't mean that the graphics are bad. It's just because other people, everybody else bought the same product. And, people will recognize the product, first of all. And second, most of the people, for different reasons, just resell the private label right product with the same graphics.
mm-hmm.
And this is something actually always I say it's good. It's good for you. I mean, because if you are changing this and if you are rebranding it, so you will be different and people will not even recognize your product. So this is really, it may sound counterproductive because this PLR producer is offering all these graphics.
Right.
I'm not going to use them now. I mean, why? What the heck? But but actually, the visual component that is and the graphics that are done with private label rights are just tools kind of to help you visualize what you are getting and what you are selling. And it even helps me, even though I know now that I won't use those graphics, but it helps me see the product, understand the product, and even the effort of a PLR producer of doing some graphics. It shows that he cares about what he's doing. I mean, and it's not abstract. This is the most important thing. If you just say, I'm selling PLR video series and here is the table of content, it's like you need to see it. It's a psychological thing,
And you have like different types of users. You got visual learners, audio, and kinesthetic. So like the visual and kinesthetic will be like, okay, what is this? What's it look like kind of thing. So like I really like, your approach of just stripping it all. Cause like even though I give, my members the graphics, it's kind of just a platform to start out with to see, if you want to make your own e-cover, what can you mimic? There's a microphone on a podcast, e-cover. There's a little blurb, bubble or something. So something that kind of like a platform that gives you the ability to take that and make something totally different.
Exactly.
Definitely good first step approach.
So this is really a thing. Always think about it, strip it to the essence, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the second thing is to break it down, meaning sometimes you have a product that you can take only just a piece of it and use it as a bonus, or you can take only the transcripts and extract the essence and make a report to add value. So just, you should be able to really deconstruct the product. I mean, this is what I do, and then reconstruct it and repackage it on your own terms and the way you want it to be. Okay, because, really private label rights, it's like the first draft. Sometimes you can really resell it as is, and most of the time with videos, I really use the content, but I add some extra stuff. That's why I also go to the next step that I mix it with more PLR, or I add like a graphics or a software that is related to the product, For example, let's say I have a productivity private label rights, and I have also a software that I can combine it with it. So it's or I can, you know what I mean. So it really adds
Adds more
more
value
value.
to it, to the
Ex-
package. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is really important, the idea of flipping it, flipping meaning flip the format, right?
Hmm.
So if you have, let's say we're still stick to the video PLR. I mean, you should, if the producer did not offer transcripts and MP3 format, but it's something you actually do, but sometimes you do not find everywhere.
Yeah.
You can also make these transcripts and just the MP3. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, go to Fiverr. Really, it's so easy. And
$5. Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, for the transcripts, I still use Fiverr. It saves me so much time. And
Me too.
$5 for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So if you have a 1 hour product with 25 bucks, you have a transcripts, and it's great, because then with the transcripts you can do a lot. You can offer it just as a transcript. You can take a part of it and offer it as a kind of a lead magnet, or you can just make out of it a mind map and offer this as a lead magnet or as a complement to your own product. It's very easy to create mind maps. This is a mind map, what you're looking at here.
Mm-hmm.
And a free one, this is what I use. It's a free mind map software. It's called Xmind, and you can find it at xmind.net. It works both on, you can download it for PC or you can download it for Mac. So this is a good tip for you. Really, if you never used mind map, I really recommend you to use it. Yes. Plus, as I said, you can take a product and look at how it's structured and make a mind map out of it with the main points, and then export it as a PDF, and you offer it together with your video product. So you already have something more than the competition, right? And people like to, a lot of people are more visually oriented, and people like to see things, like have a helicopter view of what they are going to learn.
Yeah, you're right. For those of you who are listening, like, this is actually very easy to do. It's not complicated. Like, you could take a video course, you could hire somebody to strip the, audio, or you can use like a program just to strip the audio. You can get somebody to transcribe it, convert it into text. You can get somebody on Odesk to turn it into like a report, like a screenshot or whatever. You could even create a checklist and, create an infographic, stuff like that.
Right.
So like, I just want people to know that it's not hard at all. Like, this stuff can easily take probably an hour, or even you can hire somebody for $5 on Fiverr to create an infographic for you or create a screenshot report for you, and stuff that you can just add value to your, video course. And I think that's a great point that you touched base on, Chad, because a lot of people, they think, okay, I'm just going to repackage it and sell it as is versus adding value to it. But if you think about customers out there, they're thinking, okay, why should I buy from you versus, this other guy? Well, you have more value. You're offering a piece of software to increase my productivity, or you're offering checklists and mind maps, that will help me take action, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially once again, I mean, when I know for myself, and I know based on feedback and people also talk in different forums, that when you have a video course, people are beginning to get kind of critical in the sense of, I hope it's not too long. I hope I'm going to get to the juice and to the essence of the content straight away, because nobody has, time to stay like for 3 hours on something. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So when you have a mind map or a checklist, it gives you an idea where you're going. So you feel more inclined to say, okay, I want to consume this content. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to buy it and say, I'll see it later on. All right. And the perceived value is huge when you see a product that has all those elements.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
All what you did is just use the basic, what you had first, and just put it into different formats. So really do not neglect this. Plus, a tip for you, if you are working with private label rights, or your niche is in the self-help niche, the audio format is huge. All right? In the self-help niche, people are used to consume the audio format because they put it in their car and they listen to it while they're going to work, or any kind of other, so motivational and all kind of other time management, all kind of other stuff that are related to self-growth and self-help are consumed with the audio format. So do not neglect this, right?
Yeah, that's powerful, because they're listening to it, and taking it all in kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you go to Amazon and you see how much costs an audiobook, that is, or an audio training, let's say, not an audiobook, it's costs much more than the simple book or a report. So you really can, as I said, the perceived value it's much higher.
That's a good tip.
So yeah. Now these are really crucial here. So what I mean by own it, okay? So this is where the rebranding and the branding process begins, in my opinion. All right, in a deep level. Then I will show you how to do it if you want to do it fast, just from the visual level. But if you want to go really and make the product completely yours, so as I said, you own it. It's like it's now part of you. It's not anymore a PLR product. Is when you add value with your own stuff. It could be an interview with a person that is an expert related to the specific PLR. It's a huge. It's that's it. I mean, you are now beyond anybody. Mm-hmm. Even a 20-minute interview, you don't have to do a webinar. You can do it just on Skype. Just that, together with the PR product, now you made something that it's yours.
And nobody really goes past this part. So.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, now this may seem a lot of work, okay, but the reward is it's like the difference between selling 15 copies of something and 100 copies or 200 copies of something. So the reward it's big. This is my personal experience. And once again, when I started, I was still using interviews, but when I started, I was really beyond being a shy guy. I thought who would listen to my voice. I also was thinking, I had this fear of, okay, I had great ideas, but I had this fear of the white page, where I begin, when I should stop. I mean, how much content I should produce. So the easiest way for me was to create content leveraging other people's expertise and also their name, basically, because when you associate your name with you're not known in a certain market, and you associate your name with somebody else just through an interview, you gain some authority, and so it's easier. The trust level goes up in the viewer, and then it's easier to sell because once again, I though now it's like I'm 40 years working online, and from 2011 on full time, I still remember how many problems I had the first year just as a mindset in my head, thinking why people would buy from me. I have no proof. My voice, all this kind of stuff. But actually, and I know you talk a lot also about mindset yourself, Stephen, but it's really the idea of you can add value with a little bit of work, and then you can add authority also with a little bit of work.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, really what it comes down is mindset. Like, I know I've had, questions from people saying, Steven, I've got an accent. How do I get around this? But the reality of it all is just, I mean, you can easily do this stuff by getting interviews and leveraging other people's, expertise. And you can really move into any market that you want and just find an expert that people are familiar with. In that itself, I know you said that it could add, 200, 300 sales, but I believe that in itself could be the main defining reason why people would buy, from you. So at that point, you really don't have to do a lot of, sales and stuff, because it's a very good point there.
Exactly.
So.
But so there is this, the interview. It's really a cool, for me. It's a kind of a hack. When I discovered it, I thought, wow, because I saw the difference between when I was using interview or not. But you can also, in time, you can add your opinion, your experience. You can add a cheat sheet together with the videos, for example, and just say what you think on the video number 3, and add some extra stuff that you say they were missed, or special links, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this way you really add value. You can also add, a PDF with a Rolodex or resources related to the topic. So if you're talking about video marketing, you can really add a list of products, free and paid. So you could also add your own affiliate links inside. But it's really useful when you have this extra 2-3 page PDF that has everything related to a certain topic, resources, links, useful links, and more. It gives you, first of all, the perceived value is higher, and it once again gives you authority because you did the job of creating all this content and offering it easy access to your clients.
Yeah, folks, if you're listening to this, like if you just implement, like if you implement like the graphics and stuff, all that is important. But if you just implement like just couple these like ad interviews for social proof, I
Yeah,
mean, you've got yourself a well-oiled selling machine, at least in terms of the authority. Then you can add your opinion. People will see you as the expert, and then you can add your opinion, expertise, experience, and stuff like that. And just as just different side note, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, how do I sell the PLR product? I know you'll probably get to that later, but like in terms of selling a product, you can easily create lead magnets just from like these little like interviews, like resources, like the top 5 resources that I use for podcasting or something, like whatever the video series is. So you can
right.
easily extract like lead magnets out of these areas here. So you can build a list to sell the video series or whatever in the end.
Exactly. Now, the final point is adding images. It's adding images. It could also change. If you're just selling a report or you're adding a report. Let me give you an example. For example, I am. It's a niche where my sister is in a niche. I had her do something related to diets and Mediterranean diets and also kind of lifestyle kind of stuff. So we did something related to how to cure acne with herbal and natural remedies, right? So
Yeah.
we went from a simple PLR report, but what I did is, so there we're talking about maybe 20 or 30 kind of herbs or different natural remedies. What I did is I looked for pictures related to each one of those herbs. And so I created one page has the picture and the paragraph related to what it does and, from the PLR thing. So instead of having just a 15, 20 page report, it became a book, basically.
Mm.
A real ebook that she could sell. Once you have all these elements with the pictures, and plus she added her own picture with small bio, then it really, the thing, it really becomes yours, and nobody would ever think this would start as a PLR report.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
adding images, it's really good, and there are a few sites where you can find free images. I mean, I don't know. I'll try to put. There is Pixabay. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, I didn't
.com.
know that. Yeah.
And then there is also morgfile.com.
SXU or whatever site. I don't remember.
Yeah, there is this Hungarian site,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I don't remember now the name, but I know what you're talking about. So there are several ones. I mean, if people are interested, I can just, I can add a mind map with different resources, but it's adding pictures, and especially if you add them in the content, you can find free to use pictures. There are special sites that give you permission to use different resources. Now I also use pictures that I buy, but normally I do that when I'm using it for e-covers or for things that are related to branding. So I don't use free pictures. All right. So that's the conclusion here. When you say to own it, is basically what you're doing is adding value. All right. When you do this with the simple hacks, everything change. I mean, the perception change and the results, the sales will change dramatically.
That's really good. That's a really good tip.
Now, coming to branding it, I mean, I like this thing, and I've always been passionate about branding, and now working in this field, it gives me the occasion every time to think about how to create out of a product its own brand. Here again, I mean, some people say, and it makes me laugh also, annoys me even, would say, you buy this PLR and slap your name on it and sell like crazy, right? I mean, I know it's everybody would like to just make money with zero effort, but let's be, kind
Yeah,
of
let's be
serious here.
honest.
Yeah. I mean, so slapping your name is not gonna help. The main branding element is visual, but also adding your own name, and ideally, if you have also your own domain name, it would help. when you start, maybe you just have your a specific domain, your own domain, plus you put slash and the name of the product. But really, if you want to go on the long run and to create standalone products, you should have your own domain name.
Yeah,
As I
especially
said,
if
it's
somebody wants to like flip it in the future and sell it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I use there is a site, an interesting site that's called domainsbot.com, and basically what it does, it helps you with your. I'll go through that also now. Once I move to the browser, it helps you to associate, for example, two names together. You begin with something, and then it offers you all the alternatives, changing, one of the two names into a synonym or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
So it's cool, and it's a fast way to try to see if the domain is available. Plus, I use, maybe it sounds a cliche. I use some specific words that they work sometimes, especially in the IM niche. But so you can just change and add formula or system or blueprint or method.
Surefire. I use Surefire a lot.
Yeah, I noticed. That's
I'm
funny.
like, huh. Surefire seems to work. Like just use
Right.
power words or
Yes,
trigger
exactly.
words kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I use a website called Domain Tools as well. It's also free, and it also tells people like synonyms and if it's available, if it's not available, kind of thing. So there's a bunch of tools out there that people could use.
right. So we begin with the name, but actually what you have to change is the visual. The most important thing is the colors. If you want an easy shortcut for graphics, is to use a logo instead to work on a whole graphic, and it works well. And here where I really insist and really kind of where I find the branding is now in the modern sales pages, it's in the e-covers. All right, so to show if it's a report or a video or a bundle of products, right, with the design, with your own colors. This is where the branding of your product comes in and makes the difference between yours and other people's products. All right, because I don't know if you noticed, but most of the sales pages today are, in most of the niches, do not really rely a lot on the header, the classical header banner anymore. There are more simple pages where you have maybe icons and you have then the e-cover. And sometimes now there is this new layout. Now that, but you have to really be more experienced, in my opinion, using it's WordPress.
Oh, like Optimized Press or something?
Optimized Press, yeah, the new Optimized Press. It's you can add the logo on the top, and now people are using this element, as a branding element, just the logo, and then they use the e-covers. All right, but it's enough. I use simple pages, and I will show you. It's enough to have the e-covers as a branding element, and it's convey what the product is about, and you have the color, the trust element, everything is there. Okay, and I will show you now. I wanted to make a quick overview here. Finally, selling it. All right. Do you want to say anything related to what I said, related to branding, or I just continue?
Yeah, I'd say like e-covers, just to touch briefly. That's another big question that I get is, how do I create e-covers without, having the fancy Photoshop? Because Photoshop does cost a lot of money. And then doing action scripts, and people get kind of frustrated in that area because it can be, what photos should I use? Graphics should I use? Stuff like that. So that's one of the big, areas that I get questions about. But Chad has something really cool to show you in the future. But if you can just change the graphics, that's one thing that's like really powerful, because it makes your the video course look totally different. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. So I mean, what Stephen is saying, that basically I have a surprise for you. I'm going to show you later on. But first I want to, a very cool tool to create your own e-cover. But first I'm going to go through the selling part quickly, and then we move on into the browser and show some examples, right? So basically here, sell it. It's funny because even I mean, all of us, we fall into this thing that we buy PLR products and then we never sell them, and then we just keep them as ideas in our head and then move to the next one.
Right.
You know, you have to keep in mind at the end of the day, you want to sell this. And to sell it here again, the main objection is, how would I sell if my product looks like another 100 other people are having the same products? And this is where I say that, you know, you have to really think as a marketer and as a publisher, and beyond the most important element, which is branding, you have also to see how you are selling it. You know, you have the choice of, you know, just selling the product as is, but you can also include it as a bonus, you know, your PLR product. And what I do a lot, I put it in my funnels, meaning I sell something on the upfront that has nothing to do with the PLR videos maybe, or it's related, but it's not the product itself. Then on the back end, I sell the PLR product. So people have first to buy something cheaper or small, and then they would buy my PLR offer.
So yeah, that's smart, because you could take, you know, put a lead magnet up front, maybe an interview. You could do a tripwire, like maybe more interviews, and then do OTO or whatever, you know, you want to do. But you could even just take from your mind map here, basically I'm saying, to create lead magnets, you know, tripwires, and then sell the PLR later on, kind of thing. So a lot of the stuff, just want people to know, it's not complicated. You can take a lot of existing stuff and just put it in the front, you know, and sell it and stuff like that. So
exactly. And so this is really important, you know, to think about it this way. And then the JV element is important. So JVs, that, you know, different kind of partnership you can have. One of them, the easier one, would be to go to some potential JV partners and say, look, I have a cool product video training that would work well as a bonus inside for your customers, and people will have to opt in to your list basically to get this cool bonus. But the idea is that these people are buyers, and you know, the product owner would be happy to add an extra bonus if it's good, and from your side you get buyers on your list without selling them basically, right?
yeah,
You got what I mean? Is it clear what I said, or?
yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, so this is an easier way, but what you should do if you want to, you know, when you create your own product, you cannot just rely on your own traffic and your own list if you have one to sell. You know, ideally you should be able to rely on JV partners, and to do that, once again, JV partners will not come in and promote if your product is just a blatant
It's the same as everyone else.
PLR product, because
Right.
they have, you know, it's not good for their image.
Yeah.
There's not interesting. He would say, okay, if it's good, I would just get that product and sell it
Sell it
myself.
myself.
I really want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you do this total rebranding, and as I said, you own the product, you add this added value of interviews, Rolodex, and other stuff, then yes, it becomes interesting.
And another thing you can do is, let's say you're in a different niche or whatever, like productivity or mindset or something. You could find somebody like an expert in that field and interview them and package that interview maybe as a lead magnet, and then say, hey, you know, share this with your, you know, your listeners. So generally speaking, people will do that, and I mean that's a fast track way of using JVs and getting certain people to promote, you know, your lead magnet that ultimately promotes your sales funnel and stuff like that. So
yes, I mean this is funny because this is exactly what I did basically to sell
okay.
a lot of PLR.
Okay.
I had a interview series with different marketers. I'm going to show you here the page if I show you here an example of something that. So here's a product. So now that we just, if you want to have a final look to the mind map, I want to move toward the browser and show you some examples. And I want to begin with what you talked about, the lead magnet and interviews, and then I will show some other concrete examples.
Okay, nice.
Right?
Yeah, sounds good.
So here it's a product I did. and that basically it's called PLR Brain Hack, and it's a series of interviews with different marketers on how they use PLR. Okay, so that was, doing this. I didn't need any proof. This is one of my own self objections when you began with the internet marketing. Not having a proof. So the proof is the content and the people. These people are the proof. You don't need any other proof here doing those interviews. On the back of this interview, so I offered this at a cheap price, but on the back of the interview, what I did is I bundled several PR videos from you,
Okay.
and I sold it for $37. And I made really, it went really very well, both the front end, of course, and then because people already were in the buying mood, and they were specifically interested people in knowing how experts use private label rights. So now I said, now you know how to use it. Let me give you some more private label rights so you can apply what you're learning.
Right.
So it worked, it worked seamlessly. It worked very well. And so this is one example of talking about the funnel. First of all, the interview and the front end, and then, having a funnel on the back end selling, basically selling your PLR products, because I bought them with resale rights, right?
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Okay. So this is one thing. But what I also did then, I took just one of the people that I interviewed, and I created a lead magnet out of it. Okay. So let me just show you. It's very, see if it's this one. So this is older e-cover. Let me see if I have one with a different e-cover. Just be patient with me. We're doing this.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. It's a lot of good information, a lot of good content.
Okay, so I have this one. I'll show you also. I'm sure I have another one. But basically, it's a simple squeeze page, and with a lead magnet, I call it the PLR Secret Code. And basically, it's just an interview. The interview I had here with Jason Fladden, and he's a huge name in the market. So it was, it's an instant hit. So what I did is I tried the different ways to market it: social media and paid advertising. So and I built a huge list of PLR interested people. I mean, people interested in PLR. Just with this is, when I see something that's working, I don't need to create 20 for the specific PLR niche. So with paid advertising, I use two sources. One is solo ads, and the other one is lately I'm using Facebook advertising. Okay. In time, you begin to understand. The idea is, yes, there is some money that is spent here, but you recuperate part of it when you, on the flip, basically when you offer the upsell or you email people with your PLR offers, because these people, they show their interest in private label rights.
And you sell them private label rights. So,
okay,
yeah,
exactly.
Good.
Because here, this is all about how to use private label rights. Let me see if I have something else with. Show you an example of how I use the same thing, because when something works, you have to use it smartly for somebody with a JV partner. Basically, there is this guy called Bertus, and his name is really still more complicated than mine. His family name, but I think you know who he is. But
Engel something.
Yeah. And basically, what I did, I said, okay, can I offer this interview as a bonus? And of course, it's we're talking about Jason Fladley, everybody would want to have this kind of bonus inside this kind of interview. So basically, I offered the same squeeze page, is it's in the newer e-cover that I'm using, and with the tool that I'll show you how I exactly built this one. And it's pretty cool. You see here the thing, and basically on the ones people they would subscribe, they would go to a special offer, and basically something related to private label rights. It could be a bundle of private label rights or just one product. Okay, so this is really a cool way to get traffic and targeted traffic to something related to your niche. If your niche is, I don't know, Facebook, you would talk to marketers related to Facebook, and you would have here an interview with somebody that did something interesting with Facebook. It could be a case study or a short interview.
Yeah, if you find like product owners especially who have like Facebook products, then you could essentially be building a list of Facebook buyers too. So just a little tidbit there. So
Yeah. Now I want to show something specific to your one of your private label right products. I mean, do you recognize this product?
yeah, I created this Google Hangouts not long
Yeah.
ago, maybe a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, 1 year ago, and it was then it was still hot. It was really hot. It was something a very hot topic, and there was very little back then, especially there was very little about Google Hangouts. So what I did is, okay, I said I want to sell this first as a private label rights for my PLR clients, and then also as my own product. Okay, so there are two different ways of doing that. But when I wanted to sell private label rights, I said, okay, I have to sell it, and it should look unique. I don't want to have,
A little man
be
on it.
associated with other PLR. Yeah, exactly. So what I did is basically I created my own sales page. I changed as I said, I used simple white sales pages, and I used part of the sales page, what's called the sales copy that Stephen has provided, but I really cut it to the essential, and then I reframed it to something related to people using PLR. So I explained at a certain point after I introduced the idea of the content, I say, so whether your customers want to use Google Hangouts for their business, nonprofit organization, church, blog, website, or more, you can sell this specific video series. So I just used your sales page. I cut it, I took the chunks that are interesting for me, and then I reframed the whole thing because I'm selling PLR, right? And then the idea is the repackaging. You see, now you have something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in their dreams will ever think this is
Yeah, the little man and the little computer.
this, right?
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's total rebranding. So we're not, I mean, I want to say something. We're not the kind of cheating people, because people will, out of 1,000 persons that saw this offer, if you bought, but the other 950, they didn't buy. So maybe when they saw this, they found it interesting, and they had the trust element was higher, or there were some other added value things in the offer. All right, and it's also it's mine now. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to insert that, just add on to that yeah, folks, if you add value to it and you like add interviews and other value, and somebody happens to buy, the same Google Hangouts video course earlier, they're going to like yours more. So you're not going to offend them in any way, because it's like you provided more value to that. So I just wanted to insert that in there.
And basically what I did here, I bought, I had, in my, basically this is how it looked first, and without without the text when I did it. It was just a simple kind of very empty layout. All what it had was, this was already made. I bought it as a,
Oh, I see. So you just bought that as is. Okay.
Yes, but this element here, and I I added the text, and I bought another image for $1.50, and I added this. You see?
Nice.
So there was the element of on Hangout on air. Otherwise, it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
This alone looked ugly somehow. I don't know how to explain it, or it looked cheap. But giving all the white space and then adding just this. Now it's cool, I think.
So you specifically probably look for images that have like white space on the top so that you can add text, kind of thing. Do you have like tips and tricks on that?
Yeah, because you have to think always about not the picture. When you look at the picture, think about how it fits, as they say, into the frame, meaning how it fits in what you are using. Okay, so you have to just think how it would work as a knee cover, how it would work on video. Where I would put all the text, where I would put my signature. You have to think this way. If it's too crowded, then forget about it. Otherwise, it's difficult to
It's
use.
difficult to do that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because you want to go simple. I'm not a graphic expert, but though I do some stuff. I'm adding some stuff, but it's a question of time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to stay half a day or a whole day trying to figure out an e-cover. So I want to just to be able. I just add my text on something, and that's it. Or you know what I mean? I want to be able to add a text and an image, or I don't want to complicate my life too much. Otherwise, it's like, how many hours am I spending? I mean, how much, how I'm going to recuperate this time, money-wise, translated into money.
Yeah, because I think that's a lot of people are probably thinking like, does it take a lot of time? But if you think about it, just look at my e-covers that I give you, the computer with a little,
Right.
thing in it, and just use that and find an image that looks kind of similar and just, go from that point.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see if I can show an example. So basically, I did the thing, and I added here. I was even lazy because I didn't translate what I added into pictures, but I added some, email swipe content and some graphic quotes and some tweets that people could use together with this. So now it's a complete product. And for this kind of content, once again, I mean, I sometimes I do write my stuff, but I'm too slow. I'm not gonna do it. So what I do is I go to a website called iWriter.com, and basically for $3-4 you can have an article done,
Nice.
400-500 articles, and basically that how it works is that you submit your subject, and then more than one and the level. So you want to spend $1.50, 3.5, or 5. So I would go for 3.5 or 5, and then you choose the level. So and then you more than one person will write the article, and you choose only the winners. So it's very cool from this point of view. You're not obliged to use anything that you don't like, right?
Yeah, that's
And
good.
it's a
Good
great
point there, because I think for those of people that don't know, the reason why you pay more is because you get a higher quality writer too.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, especially when you have a winner, and here is small tip related to that. But this really works if you have, even if you have a small list. What I do normally is when I get a new private label rights, I just, first of all, I make a quick version of it, and I try to sell it to my list. If I see there is a response, it means I can invest some more time into the branding process and, adding articles or adding other stuff. Because sometimes you feel that why should I invest on e-cover, on articles, on like this, and maybe it will not sell. So what I do is I test it. I mean, for me, if it says me, if I make 5 to 10 sales is enough for me to say that this can make a little bit, can make more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a quick run. I call it like a weekend special. You only pay $5 for it, or $7 for it, only for 3 days, and then the price will go up to 17 or whatever it's the price, and then I tell them they will get also more more added follow-up added value. And if it sells, then I say, okay, now I can go to iWriter and spend some money on some articles and some other stuff so I can package it and have this final product. Because you want to know if your market really, how would he would react on something.
Yeah.
And the Google Plus Hangout was a good seller because back then, I repeat once again, there was nothing. There was after that, many other people made
Right.
Google Hangouts kind of product, but then, so that's why timing is important sometimes. Okay, it's otherwise you have an idea. So many times I had an idea or a product, a PLR product, it stayed on my hard drive, and then somebody else did it better, and then I got demotivated, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah, right. It's like a few months later, and then it's like I've done that where I've promoted products to my list, and it's like a week after everybody has promoted it, and I'm like, and I have like a really good bonus, and everyone's like, crap, had you let me know about this
Yeah,
beforehand,
exactly.
so I usually let people know, hey, I'm working on a bonus. I'm a little late, but this is what the bonus
Yeah.
is. But yeah, you're right. Like working, testing it out to see how well it, works to your list to warm traffic. Then you can see how it works to other warm traffic as well. So for those of you who don't have a list, I mean, you can, like we showed you earlier on how to build those lead magnets. You could build those lead magnets, get those interviews done, and just build your list through that way as well. So don't make that as a kind of a roadblock. So if you feel like that's a roadblock, that's the way around the roadblock. So definitely test out first, and then invest more money, invest more time to make it a big bang.
So just quickly, a second example. I'll try to be quick. I saw we were really, it's getting long here.
Yeah.
So this is another one of your PLR products. It's one of the few self-help products you did, but it's really interesting, related to how to focus and time
Distraction.
management and stuff. Yeah.
I probably need to watch that video series again.
and I said, okay, I mean, here how I can use that, and basically I had at a certain point I produced my own private label, one of my own private label products, and it's related to productivity. Okay, so this is my own product. This is not PLR. I mean, I'm selling it as a PLR, but it's produced by me and a partner of mine. And basically, it's a series of productivity hacks and tools. This is what we're selling. So as you see here, you see how the branding is important, and showing how the same product it's actually also, I'm giving the ebook, the report, the tweets, and showing on a screen that also they get the website, right? And put all together, it's pretty attractive, and it conveys the element of value, and that you're getting more than just one thing. And so this is what I sold, and then I said, okay, I went to the details here, showing what I'm selling, and then this is important. What I did is I said, okay, let me add a bonus. And what I did is, you see here, you recognize.
Yeah, I recognize.
You recognize this.
So use the same title too. So.
Yeah, because the visual memory, it's much more important. People do not know this, but it's the visual memory that counts here. It's not you can call it the same, but it's the packaging, and So I did here. I used the same color, the same basic of the rest of the package, as you see, same colors and same background.
I see. Yeah. So there's some consistency in the pattern.
So it's consistent,
yeah.
Exactly. But what I did extra is I just added an icon, okay, just to make it look different, and it's somehow related to time management. And a good place where I find icons for free is I just want to show you here, because it's really cool. If you don't know already about it, it's called iconfinder.com. Okay, so it's you will find here it's a mix of paid and free, and I'll show you how how to browse to look for what you're looking for. So here I think let me see, something related to time, maybe. You have to play with some keywords. So as you see here, on the top here, these are, you pay for them, but it's like $50. So if you really need it, I mean, come on. But then under, you have the free icons. And it's really cool. I mean, you can find a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, so I just, I choose this one.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, and you can choose what format you need, and, it goes what size. So I went for the 500 pixel.
Wow, so it is free for commercial use as well.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I mean, so just to show that you don't have to, overdo it. Sometimes an icon or a logo will make it for your e-cover.
I really like that, because it's like, it really looks like your other product. So it looks like it's part of the product. So yeah, that's I like that.
Okay, so I want to show you now. I mean, I want to show you something really interesting, because I guess by now I showed different e-covers, and I mean, I must admit I'm cheating a little bit, because I'm using a tool that's helping me a lot. That's in that sense, I'm cheating.
Hey, I want a tool that would help me create. And to be honest, creating e-covers, I outsource all my e-covers, because like creating e-covers is a pain in the butt. So yeah.
So I'm going to show you something here. So this is not related. I just want to show you another way to deliver content, but let's focus on my product here, software that helps you to create any kind of e-cover very easily. All right. So basically, it's a software that, and I will show it to you in action, that lets you go from a flat layout into any kind of 3D layout that fits for internet marketers. Could be books, report, videos, iPad screens, video screens, anything that internet markets produce as content. It could be showcased in a really attractive. And what I want to really see here, where I can find it to show it to you in action. Basically, see here we are inside the software.
Yeah, you don't need to have Adobe Photoshop, which is really, really neat. You don't have to, you can easily do it all on the website. And I've used this tool, and I really, really think it's cool. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah. Basically, it's all web-based, so you don't need to install anything. You just enter, inside the members area. You have here, you have the mock-up of over 100 e-cover templates, all right? So we're talking about video cases, boxes for softwares, e-books, reports. Here's one of the video cases I use. Ring binder, all kind of layouts of info products. And what I like a lot, so if you recognize this, I showed you earlier one of the products. I like these also, It's it's basically the mock-up of the screen of an iMac or of a PowerBook, of the iPad. I mean, this is really cool, and of iPhones. Here, another one for the iPad, vertical, Kindle Fire, even the Nook, if you want. I mean, this is a lot of people are using the software, and they are actually selling on Kindle, where you don't need a 3D cover, but they use it when they on their website. They want to promote their books, and they want to show also not just the flat cover. They want to show it in context, meaning having it also in a 3D format inside the Kindle Fire.
Yeah. So this also gives you like a different ways to monetize the PLR videos as well. Like if you see here, like you got books, you could have like physical books, and you could have you could use like something like Kunaki and put it on a DVD and put the video series on a DVD, and then use the software to create an actual like DVD cover kind of thing. So I just wanted to insert that in there, that it kind of gives you more opportunity to make money in different routes. So like you could use the reformatting method of reformatting it into a DVD, into a physical product, into a different format, and then just find the different format cover here, and just go at it and create that e-cover there. So
exactly. You can even have memberships site cards if you want. I mean, or open magazines. It's really very flexible.
Yeah.
It even have some interesting formats for ebooks. For audio, this is cool. For example, if you are selling something related to audio.
Yeah, like if it's just self improvement audio, like you were talking about earlier, they could just do that and target that niche.
Yeah.
So.
I have an example here. For example, this is a product that included audio, but a lot of other stuff. And okay, you see here the audio, and you see it more clearly. I include even a sample of the voice, and then you see here you have like a kind of CD cover for the main audio product. And plus I included also here, you see it's as a link bait, as a lead magnet, sorry. I'm offering a report and some snippets of the audio product. And look how cool it looks. I mean,
yeah, I was using your software to bundle stuff, and that was neat, because bundling is actually complicated for me to do. Even in Adobe, I'll have to admit, like one time, my graphics mini site designer was away, and I spent like half a day trying to make the e-covers and all that stuff. So
Yeah, we have here an interesting feature. It's called the packager. I just want to show you this, and then I will go to. So I clicked on the packager, and basically you can insert more e-covers that you have from your own database. So let's say I want to build here. Let's say we're going to do the e-cover authority kind of bundle cover. So here is the software. Then I can insert this. I can do it bigger if I want.
yeah, you can even move the computer to the.
You can move what you want. Right? You can do this smaller. Okay. And you can insert as many things as you want. Let's say we want to include here also this. Okay, so you can play with your thing. You can let's say this I want to bring it to the front. Just click here, bring to front. So it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it took you like
and
30
so you
seconds.
I have this in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. So here we are. Just to show how the sales page. So this I did this cover for my JV partners to show at the same time this little bit of the sales page and the product. And let's say I want to include another one just to make it look more full here. Okay, I want to still this on the front, the bigger one. Come to front. All right. I mean, okay. Let's say let's put it like that.
Yeah, and that took me like an hour to do in Photoshop.
Okay. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, just
yeah,
it's you just download, and here you are, and it's just you can download it with a white background, or you can color the background whatever you want, or you can just do this, and now you have a transparent background. And when you download it, it will be a PNG with a transparent background. You don't even need to. Sometimes you have this problem of
the
background
especially when you have like a white e-cover like that.
Yeah,
and so
it's difficult to do. Yeah. So you see how easy it's really simple. And this is just the packager. Now going back to the product itself,
show them how easy it is to do that.
Yeah, I just want to show a couple of examples. So I'm going to show how you can create an e-cover now with using nothing from the outside of the software itself. All right, let's say you don't want to use the artwork done for a flat layout or anything. You just want to start from zero, and you want to do, let's say, this one, the DVD case, right?
Yeah.
So you click on it. I just clicked on it, and you are offered here a choice of all kinds of backgrounds that you can use for your marketing. So let's say here we are let's redo the PLR Secret Code. So when there is the word secret, you can use some grungy background here, and it's like from the Secret style. So click on this. Here you are. You choose what area you want it to cover, and here on the right you see how it will look on the e-cover. And now what you want to do is you want to add some text, right? So you just say select, and now you have this background, and on the background you begin, your thing here. So we said it's called PLR. I want to have it on different.
Yeah, it's typically good to have it on different lines. So
yeah, different lines, and then you choose the font, and here you have also interesting range of fonts. I mean, it's not, you have the choice, it's not that you don't have. And let's say I want this one more.
Zombies. I was actually looking at that one earlier too. Looks pretty.
So I choose this one. If you want, you can even add some extra effect. I don't use it a lot. I don't like, me personally, I don't like this kind of metallic effect, but it's too much for me. But it depends on what product you're selling and
what niche you're selling it to. So
exactly. So I have no effects, for the moment, and I just say submit. So while it's rendering, I want to see. I'm not happy with the color, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just go to edit, and I go to color, and let's say I want the dark.
Yeah, and the beauty of this is it saves everything on your account too, right?
Yeah. So, okay, let's try almost black, okay? Okay, so now you have it here.
Yeah, it looks good. I like that.
And then what you do, okay, you can add some more stuff. I don't want to go, I mean, okay, I can write here, okay, let's do it. I mean, I can write Chad Edison and Jason Flanagan present. And then, but I want to actually show you something, another thing, so a database of images. So, for example, it's cool to have this kind of DVD symbol here. So I just use it and put it. Just looks cool, just to make it more real.
Yeah.
All right.
You could even do it for like Kunaki, like when you do actual physical DVDs. So I just want people to know that they could easily use this as a means to create many different formats, and you could have e-covers that relate to that as well. So
You see, I just added here this, and I can then you can change here the text if you want. All right. So let's say what else you want to put here? Free bonus or
instant download or something. Yeah.
right.
Basically putting the benefits on the e-cover. So
yeah, and you see, you can play with it. I say, okay, maybe this is better here. This is better here.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have your e-cover. As I said, you can add more stuff, more branding stuff. I just want to show you quickly how quick it could be. You can even upload. So when we said insert image, you have the choice between different kind of images. You have this kind of ready-to-go images. You have some abstract elements. I don't know here, maybe if you have something good to self-help, it could work. Other shapes, that are useful, it could be useful. And plus, there is it's a small database of stock images, but sometimes they could work well, they could help,
Yeah, you can make it work.
Yeah, I mean, okay, or you can upload your own image if you want, if you have something on your desktop and you can just upload it. So you can really, I mean, it's really flexible. You're not obliged to use just the existing graphics.
Yeah, and also backgrounds for, you could also upload your own images for backgrounds as well, right?
And if you added something and don't want it anymore, you just put here delete and it's off, all right? So once you have your layout, you can even, if you want to write something here, you can write and you can change you can rotate the text so it would fit here well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really very, very flexible to use.
And Chad has tutorials for those of you who are wondering, like, that go in a lot more detail. So if you have any questions, how to do this and that. I've watched the video tutorials and they're really detailed.
Yeah, you see, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, you can do something, as I said, even without using outside arts, because you have really a large choice of backgrounds and the background, a few images, and the font. It's already so many variables there that you can do a lot of stuff just like that without using the stuff from outside. There are a lot of other features here. I don't want to. I mean, I feel we're a little bit going a little bit too long, but there is even a banner maker.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, this is the same here. You can use transparent background if you want, or any color of the background. You can change here the color of your background. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. So and have it ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what else did I miss?
Pretty much covered everything. I mean, just to say again, this is probably the easiest route that I've seen to create e-covers. And to be honest, I actually approached Chad. I actually saw his software and I approached him because, to me personally, it's even easy for me. And I know that's kind of a roadblock that a lot of people face. And just changing the design, branding it to a different brand can actually just by doing that alone to your private label rights video course can really increase sales for you. And also, I think we've covered everything, Chad. So pretty
Yeah,
looks
I'm just
pretty good. So
showing another kind of e-cover, the video and how you can use it if you want to offer a bundle. How easy it is with
yeah.
the.
Hmm.
I mean, it's like
Unless you actually use Adobe Photoshop, you may not realize that this stuff actually can take a long time to do. Like I could sit
yeah.
here for a whole hour and tell you that I've done this for a whole hour, just moving stuff around like this. So,
All
um,
right. You see, here you have already a bundle of 4 videos.
oh, I wish I
You
had
know,
this earlier, to be honest. So,
it's really easy to. And sometimes you even maybe you have even the same layout, but just you want to add here the number or the different title of of the video. It's so easy and quick to do rather than go and use a normal image editor. Okay. So basically, now what I want to say is that normally, and still for a period of time, if you go to the site of eCover Authority, and you see this is how it's called, it's normally, it's going to say it's sold out. Just because, I had a launch 2 months ago and we had a lot of customers and I felt I need to spend some time and getting more feedback, and I'm still working on more tutorials and trying to add value to my customers before I even think of relaunching it. But because I've talked to Stephen, and actually as he said he reached out to me on Facebook and we talked a little bit about it. I said, okay, I mean, this product fits incredibly with his customers and his subscribers because he produced the top quality PLR products. And of course, the next step would be for anybody buying this kind of video PLR, it would be to rebrand them.
yeah,
Okay, and
rebranding is
find a
probably
specific use
the
for them.
easiest route to take. So I just wanted to emphasize that again. That's probably the easiest route to take if you want to like go ahead and monetize it like today. But with using Chad's program, I use Chad's program myself, but I think it'll make life a lot easier for you when you get access to this. So
Okay.
typically it's normally like a monthly fee as well. So
Yeah. I forgot to mention. I mean, this software normally or you pay monthly fee or yearly fee, but because it's a specific, very specific offer, we are giving it really away for a one payment
yeah, and I
bargain.
want people to know that like this is. I was surprised because I mean it does cost to maintain the web servers and everything like that. It costs money monthly and yearly and so forth. But I pretty much begged Chad. I said, hey, I got people who could really use this, and I think he was really generous in giving us the one-time fee. So I really appreciate that. You've got a lot of great value today in this webinar, and I hope you can just take this information and just apply it because just using stuff like adding the webinars, you can really increase your sales. It's my goal and Chad's goal for you to really succeed. So go ahead, grab this package.
You will find the link below, but if you want to also go directly, you can go to ecoverauthority.com/special/3 days. All right. So that's this. This is the secret link for Stephen. Okay, because as I said, normally you will get this if you go to ecoverauthority.com or ecoverauthority/special. It's a closed offer. All right. So only the people that are looking at this webinar or getting a specific email from Stephen, it will be able to access the product.
Yeah, so if you don't
Okay,
want to
so
pay Adobe Photoshop and all this complex stuff and spend hours and hours, go ahead and grab this special because it'll definitely make your life a lot easier. It's made my life a lot easier. I personally use it myself. I don't use Adobe Photoshop really anymore. So yeah, thanks Chad
plus, I
for like
mean,
sharing with all this information and it's you went above and beyond, and I think a lot of people that are listening are really thankful for that too. So yeah.
You're welcome. I mean, it was a long session, but I hope it was worth it. I mean, we gave away a lot of tips. And as I said, the ultimate hack is to use this software so you'll be able to really churn out very quickly rebranded products, you know, from your PLR original product.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chad. I really, really appreciate it. So go ahead and grab eCover Authority and save your time and start monetizing those PLR video courses.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it.